Wow, the Mets pulled off a series win. The Chicago Cubs, you got to be embarrassed. How do you lose a series to the 2023 New York Mets? Like, honestly, I can't help but laugh because it's like I want this team to tank, but it's also funny at the same time with how bad they are when they do end up beating teams and winning series against teams. Not that I think it's going to happen again this season. Maybe it will every once in a while, but man, the Cubs, they decided to go in. They decided to go make a push. That this team decided to make a push, and you're getting beat up by the Mets. You're letting Phil Bickford shut the door on you. But we're gonna talk about it all. Before we do, leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, especially if you're Met fans. Turn on your notifications so you know when I'm about to go live next. But let's talk about this game. David Peterson on the bump for the Mets, and he has a leadoff home run to Christopher Morel. So yeah, a little just a day late with the first inning run action there because Carlos Carrasco was pitching yesterday, so it's a little weird how that happened. But he ends up getting 3 strikeouts after, so a little good rebound there. Bottom of the first, the Mets go down in order. In the top of the second, Swanson strikes out. Seiya Suzuki ends up getting a triple, who had a field day against the Mets today. Not enough to help the Cubs win, but still. Then Suzuki scores because of a pass ball by Francisco Alvarez. So felt like it was going to be one of those games. Candelario grounds out, Wisdom lines out. We go to the bottom of the second. It felt like it was going to be one of those games because the Mets are notoriously bad against Kyle Hendricks, which they weren't great against them today, but not the worst. But anyway, Pete Alonso walks, and then the Mets go down in order the rest of the way. Pete Alonso actually has a stolen base, though, in this inning. Can you believe Pete Alonso stealing bases? I can't. Pete Alonso is freaking on a tear, though, right now. I will say that. And he has all the confidence in the world, it feels like. It sucks that it was so late in the season, but hey, could either boost his trade value or it can make the Mets not want to trade him. So either works for me. Amaya strikes out. Morel walks. Horner walks, and then Happ grounds it to a double play. Bottom of the third, Aruz strikes out. Ortega with a single. He ends up stealing a base as well, but then Nimmo strikes out, and Alvarez grounds out. We go to the top of the fourth where Bellinger flies out. Swanson grounds out. Suzuki and Candelario get singles. And that's all for Peterson. He's already out of the game. They yanked him quick. They were not messing around. And I think he's still trying to ramp up to being a starter, but I don't understand why you don't just let him ride it out and try to figure his way out of the inning. I know that his pitch count was getting a bit up there, but it's not like it was absurd. 62 pitches is not a lot. And I know he hasn't thrown that many pitches in a while because he's been in the bullpen, but I would have let him ride it out and try to get the final out because at the end of the day, the season, it doesn't matter. But I understand from the Mets perspective because or for Buck's perspective, you got to try to win every game, even with the roster that you're dealt with. So it is what it is. I can't be mad. He's trying to win the Mets baseball games, which fair enough. Fair enough. That's all I could say. And that's his job. So Lindor then gets a single, and then Pete Alonso crushes a home run to make it 2-2. So yeah, Pete Alonso, like I said, he's on a tear. That's his 35th of the season. And then the Mets go down in order the rest of the way. Top of the fifth, Amaya grounds out, Morel with a fly out, Horner gets a single, and then Happ flies out. We go to the bottom of the fifth where Aruz ends up striking out. Ortega flies out. Nimmo and Alvarez get singles. Lindor walks. Bases loaded for Pete Alonso to ground out. Would be nice if he produced with the bases loaded because I feel like he does not come through often with the bases loaded. But top of the sixth, another 1-2-3 inning there as Grant Hartwig looked very, very good in his outing. Wiesenski ends up coming in for the Cubs, and he allows Jeff McNeil to get a home run into the bullpen. I don't know how that happens. That's his fifth of the season to make it 3-2. Sure, why not? Almonte then with a double. Vientos gets on thanks to a fielder's choice, so that puts runners on the corners. And then Jonathan Aruz ends up getting a single to make it a 4-2 ball game, and the Cubs go to the bullpen again, and then the Mets go down in order. So it is what it is. Trevor Gott then comes in, and we're making progress here with Trevor Gott. He ends up getting Candelario to ground out. Tauchman comes up the pitch hit. He walks. Amaya gets hit by a pitch. And then Morel strikes out and Horner flies out. So we're getting a bit of progress. He only walked 2 batters this time instead of like 10. So progress is something. Progress is something. Bottom of the 7th, Lindor pops out. Alonso walks. McNeil pops out. Almonte walks. Merriweather comes in the pitch, and then Vientos strikes out. We go to the top of the 8th, where Josh Walker comes in. He has a great 1-2-3 inning. And how about Alvarez catching there? Like, I love some of the pitch calling selection there. That was kind of underrated, which we'll talk more about his catching, though, in the 9th inning. As in the 8th, Mark Leiter Jr. comes in, and he gets a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the 9th, where Adam Ottavino comes in. He allows Seiya Suzuki to crush a home run to make it a 4-3 game. Candelario gets a single, and then Tauchman walks. I'm trying to understand. So then Ottavino comes out for Bickford. I'm trying to understand why Adam Ottavino was complaining so much about coming out of this game, because no matter what, I tried to look at it from every perspective with Adam Ottavino. Why is he complaining? One, what do you expect to happen after you let up a home run, a single, and a walk? What do you expect to stay in the game when the Mets are trying to win the baseball game? I know from his perspective, it's like, okay, I want to get out of this and everything, but maybe from his perspective, okay, we're not winning games anyway, so why does it matter? Because Buck wants to still win games. You need to be pulled out at that point. Does he think Phil Bickford sucks? So do I, but you look like a bad teammate if that's why you're mad. And then also, I just don't understand why he was all mad and like, are you kidding me? Why are you taking me out of the game? You haven't done a good job, and you didn't do a good job. I don't know what you expect. Madrigal goes for a sacrifice bunt for whatever reason. Okay. Christopher Morel strikes out. Horner walks. Happ strikes out. Phil Bickford's all pumped up. He gets the save, and the Mets win the ball game. Phil Bickford, how about it? 2 strikeouts. Only allowed to walk. Phil Bickford was nasty. Well, not nasty, but he was solid, and he shut the door. Did not think it was possible. Ottavino sucked. No way around it. Allowed to walk in 2 hits and a run and a home run. That is. So not good. Josh Walker was great. Gott was solid. Hartwig was great. Peterson, 2 earned runs in 3 2/3. You want more length, but you're ramping him up. 5 strikeouts, 4 hits against. It's not awful. I really wonder if when Lucchese's done with his rehab assignment, if he'll be up, and then Peterson will just go back to the pen. But the lineup didn't even do that great, and they ended up winning. A lot of 1-4s and 1-0-4. Vientos was the only one that went 0-4 in the lineup, which is unfortunate. But outside of that, everyone else went 1-4, 1-for-5, 1-for-4, 1-for-3, 1-for-2, 1-for-4, 1-for-3, 1-for-4, 1-for-4. Although Aruz ended up striking out 3 times, so that was an ugly look. But he ended up getting that big RBI, and Pete Alonso, of course, stays hot. But on to the next one. We got an off day here coming up, but we'll be back at it again on Friday. See you guys in the next one.